What's up, guys? How do we have two thumbs up but only one person? Did you use both your thumbs? Because I really appreciate that. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna jump right kind of into the live. I feel like a lot of times I'll start them out and kind of take too long and wait for people to show up, but we're just gonna kind of get right into it. I'm gonna answer some questions that I had kind of got behind on, and just figured I'd use the time now to kind of answer them. A lot of them were decent questions about stuff that maybe some of you would care about. Now we have three thumbs up and nobody. I don't even. YouTube is makes no sense to me anymore. So, Ground Pounder, what's up? You know what? We'll start with Ground Pounder's question then. On the new video I just put out, his comment, was in reference of like, having, making sure that you show integrity and are truthful in this line of work. Because basically, you have your name that you build everything on, whether you be a contract climber, run your own thing, but you have a name and you basically build from there. So, fibbing your way through stuff, it may take a few years before you ever see any remnants or repercussions from it, but it always ends up coming back. So, in our line of work, if you mess around with this or any kind of manual labor work, they're looking to make a machine to take you out of your position as it is. So, giving them a reason to speed that process up by lying or being shady is ridiculous. So, yeah, that's a major thing for me. I feel like I'll tell the truth to a point of like my detriment a lot of times. So, talk myself out of work. Sometimes you have to do that. I mean, personally, that's the way I feel. I mean, I may be wrong. It may not be everybody feels. Billy, what is up? You know what? This is so funny because that is the second like comment that I was going to talk about was Billy's. What's up, buddy? He said on the same video he was talking about, more than likely, I'll since since I the first person was so kind of just they didn't care and they butchered on the thing, messed it up and everything. And then I came in and talked myself kind of out of work, gave a stupid deal because I felt bad, and in the long run, I'll probably be the guy that gets to come back and take care of those, which is awesome. Um, it was a really weird, tough one. Rigging off some of that dead stuff was really sketchy. I know it really the angle didn't make it look very bad, but the amount of twist and like bounce and stuff that I got while I was out there on that limb was really bad. I'm used to that kind of stuff. It doesn't really make my stomach drop out or anything. That was one of them times where it's just like feel sick to your stomach because you like I could hear crackling and stuff down by my feet. So I was really sketched out. So yeah, I mean, more than likely I probably get to be the guy that gets to come back. I did a tree. Oh, it's the crazy ivy removal one, and 4.0 GPA left a comment that said at least it wasn't poison ivy because apparently he's had to, or she, I don't know, has had to do plenty of trees that involve that. A good strong wind, and I'll be down. Yeah, hey, that's kind of the thought that I had with the tree. Like it was so in such bad shape that I was worried that just trying to set stuff on it was gonna break it. So I could have anchored uh, diagonally, but because of the okay, if the branch was straight, I would have went diagonal. So the branch had grown at a pretty heavy lane about 45, I'd say. Then it kicked and doglegged out and then forked. So that dog leg in it was just the roughest spot. It was just putting nothing but pressure, and the pressure, the weight is out here, so it wants to twist instead of go down. So I angled that rope back at a 45-degree angle to counteract this 45. So I was like this. Um, I've had a lot of experience messing with that kind of stuff, and it's just the same as rigging. I don't know if it's because like I've always kind of been good at math, like those kind of things click to me. The ability to counteract a reaction you're gonna get when you do something by using certain angles or bracing. So that's a good thing to work on for anybody. It's rigging angles basically. So I feel like that just completely saved the day. So for 4.0 GPA, it's been a little bit since the comment was left. That tree actually was covered in poison ivy, and I climbed all through it, and I just don't get poison ivy. Like I'm not allergic to it, so it's not a real big deal for me. Oh man, we got all kinds. Now we got 7 people here. 6 thumbs up. You guys are awesome. Um, Greg, what's up, buddy? If you're talking about being up in the rotten tree that you reacted inside, hell yeah. It was a rough one, John. It was a real rough one. I probably should have showed the base a lot more before I got up in the tree, because then you could see what I was just working with. That was the absolute structure strong, the base of that tree that holds everything, and it was falling apart. So I really I would have walked away from that if I felt like what I was doing there wasn't going to save something. So like I felt like the money that was being invested into it wasn't good. Like it was unnecessary. So instead of looking at it as like a total job on its own, I looked at it as if I was removing the entire tree, what would I do for that? What would that part, that section include? Like what would it be as the entire removal? Instead, it was it should have been probably 2 to 3 times that, but I just I like helping people, if I'm being honest, and it comes back to bite me a lot of times. You know, things aren't profitable at all. You don't come out ahead, but you do get the good graces, and you get to know you did somebody a favor. So that's usually a cool thing. Let me make sure I don't get behind on the comment. How's the weather in Missouri? It's mid 90s here in Virginia. Well, it is insanely hot. It is so muggy, ridiculously hot. Um, this is the first time I've put a shirt on, and I don't even know how long. Of course, I've got shorts on. I wouldn't wear any clothes if I'd get away with it without going to jail. It's miserable. It's so hot. It's like hard to breathe. It's that kind of hot out here. But this is Missouri for you. You. This is when work starts to kind of pick up, because everyone's just they're over going outside and trying to do that work. Those people that would normally go outside and they would probably do the work, now they're like, nah, I'm pick up the phone and I have somebody else do it because it's just too much. So yeah, it's very very hot, William. Very hot. He's on its way to Michigan, 84 today. Yeah, see, that's kind of how Ground Pounder. That's kind of how ours went. It kind of warmed up. It wasn't too bad. Then we had some storms roll through, and now like that leftover moisture in the air. Like I don't know. I've never been anywhere that the heat is so unbearable and uncomfortable as Missouri. It is. It's a rough one. It's a really, 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 really rough one. It's the humidity is where it gets really bad. So on that same, no, actually it wasn't on that same video. I'm gonna do another comment on on the last live that we did. Um, Simon Morris commented, and Simon, if you watch this, I appreciate the fact that you watch the videos after the live feeds even after we're done, because you get, you miss out on the interaction. So I definitely wanted to answer his question, which is, oh shoot, his question was, how's the weather here, basically, and just being efficient. Like, I think he appreciates the fact that things may work for me. Certain processes may work, certain techniques may work, certain setups may work, but I'm usually not. I'm not like the type of guy that'll just be okay. That's good. Leave it. There's a way to tweak things, and like, whether it be just a little to save 5 minutes, or a lot that saves somebody's life. I always feel like there's ways to tweak and twist and adjust things to make them even more efficient. So I think Simon was just trying to point out that, and you know that's just, I think that's my personality. That's probably my a bit of my OCD that I have, that it just, I I feel like I could do it better. I can always do it better. I'm never satisfied. So that can be a bad thing in some things, but I feel like with the work, a lot of times, it's a good thing. So if some of you have that same issue, I don't know. I mean, um, on the trailer crane video, Turbo wants to make. Oh, he said he wanted to make a similar setup. So Turbo, if you do make a similar setup on your trailer, I definitely want to see it. I have to see it. And oh, Ground Pounder. Before I go any further, I looked for your channel. I couldn't find it under Ground Pounder. It just wouldn't pull up the channel for some reason. Um, I don't know if there's a special spelling or something I missed, or I don't know. I'm having trouble finding it. So if you get a chance, maybe go to your channel and go up into your the top three dots or something like that, or over in the corner, and copy your link and then comment it on mine, one of your links to your channel. That way I can check it out. I had trouble. I looked for like 30 minutes. I couldn't find it. So I apologize for that. I was definitely planning on going and checking your stuff out. I just didn't, like I said, I couldn't find it. Turbo also commented, um, oh, on just work in general, and this kind of work, if you want to be professional, you have to be professional. Bottom line, I mean, um, you have to care about what you do, care about the end product, care about the people you're working for and their property, and it'll benefit you in the long run, I think. And if you don't, it ends up showing. So that's just my own personal opinion. No, Turbo, you're good. I'm glad you stopped in. Doing someone a solid makes you feel good. It 100% does. I love, like, I just wish I had it to where I could just go around and help people. Like, that would that'd be so awesome. Like, that would make everything cool. Like, I don't know. I think a lot of people say that, but then they become rich and they hoard their money and they help no one. I feel like I've seen that happen so many times. I would like to be one of them people so that I can maybe counterbalance some of the selfishness that I see. Small town, yeah, and oh, ground pounder, 100%. Especially you work in small town areas. That's a big thing. Your name, and just your name in the town, doing people favors. They're gonna talk about you in a good way. You can be talked about in one of two ways, or and you can be talked about in a good way, or you can be talked about in a bad way. And before I'm being talked about in a bad way, I'd just rather not be talked about. So especially in a small town. Who was that right there? It'd be nasty in Wisconsin tomorrow, Greg says. Man, that's, yeah, it's a rough one. Like, I'm surprised I'm not like sitting here pouring sweat right now. So, hey, what's going on? Take yourself. Ticks, I pull up. Yeah, yeah. Actually, we've had them out. I'd say a month or so ago. So been there, done that one already. But definitely a good thing by Dan. Check yourself over. Lyme disease is a really rough thing. I've seen it affect some families majorly, like majorly. So I know to some of us roughnecks, it's ticks. You deal with ticks all the time. It's a little more than that for some people. So definitely a good idea, Dan. I got home from work. It'll take down a choke cherry tree. What's a choke cherry? Is that kind of like our black cherry or wild cherry trees that we have? Um, yeah, I don't know. That one I'm not familiar with. Ticks are bad this year. Snakes hard to. I've seen a whole lot of snakes out on the roads as I've been driving and stuff. So yeah, I've noticed that one a lot. So I am not a fan of snakes. I'm not like the type of person that's gonna run from it. But like, if I had a choice, I'd never see another one. I'm good with them. I don't like them. Like I could hold them and catch them. I don't like them. I don't like spiders either. But yeah, not a fan. Not a fan. Oh, Clint's here. What's up, buddy? How are y'all doing? I see we're doing okay. We're trying to kick out a little conversation here. Um, keep up the routine, which for myself, routine's a good thing. But like, there's my problem. Like when this live feed ends, I'll think about it for hours about what I could have done better for you guys, or how I plan on doing it so much different the next time, and how it's gonna be so good. And then by the time it gets there, my attitude or how my days went will majorly affect like my motivation for it. And same way with the videos. When I put a video out for you guys, I spend uh, I spend three, probably 2 or 3 days at a minimum, just like picking it apart about things I wish I wouldn't have done, how I don't like it. So, and that doesn't count the hours, hours of editing that I do and changing them because it didn't line up the way I wanted it to. And like I'm doing all this with a very cheap editor. I'm doing all this on my phone. I don't have a big fancy computer. I have a desktop that, you know, I don't even know if anybody is stealing my content. I have no idea. There could be tons of people out there taking my videos and starting channels and stuff. You can't check that kind of stuff unless you go into your studios from a desktop. Apparently on a phone, you can't do that. I don't really know what that's all about. So I've never even been able to check that. There could be there could be tons of that. I doubt it, but yeah, it would let me know if anybody's used my content and where they used it, what videos and stuff. There could be someone out there just kind of slamming on me and talking just nothing but trash. That I don't think I'd really mind. People are entitled to their own opinion. If I'm sure I'm not everybody's cup of tea, so that wouldn't really bother me. But yeah, I work really to put out the content with very little, and I kind of relate it to what I do with everyday life, with work, with anything. I like to give the best product that I can with as little as possible, like very little material to make something great. So I'm sure you guys would like better quality. Um, yeah, it's just that there I am again picking it apart while I'm sitting here talking to you guys. That's just me. So. Turbo hates snakes too. That's cool. Glad I'm not alone. Just doing eat. Hey, Clint, what did we have for? What did we have? I want to know. Always late. Hey, I'll be late to my own funeral, so we are very like-minded, brother. People. Remember today. I got home, of course. My feet were bleeding. Oh man, damn. Yeah, John, that kind of stuff will all come back for you, and I hope it does, man. I mean, only good snake is a dead one. I don't even want to see a dead one. That sounds so lame, but I don't even like. I feel like okay. One time when I was younger, um, my parents we had bought a trailer and we had bought some land and we were moving out on it and we were fixing it. So we were like rebuilding the floors. My dad's tools and stuff were outside. So we went outside to go grab some tools out of his toolbox and we were way out in the woods, like where I grew up, which was like next to it. It was on the grounds of an old rock quarry, but from like the 1800s probably. But yeah, underneath the toolboxes moved it. There's a big flathead, and like I took the biggest rock and slammed it down on his head. I was so for sure I killed it, and then like reached down to grab the tail, and it took off, struck back at me. It just like pulled its head out from underneath the rock like it did nothing. So I don't know if he was a flathead when he started, but he was when he ended. I know that with the rock. So yeah, I'm not a fan. Not a fan. Just don't like snakes. I was going swimming one time. We used to have to climb up this bluff to get up to this peak to jump off. We used to call it Eagles Peak, and it was just out in a creek. So we would climb up the side of the cliff to get there. And as I swam across and got onto the cliff, reached up, grabbed a rock, pulled myself up. Right inside, like a little cubby inside the rock, there was a water moccasin, and he struck out right in my face, and I just threw myself off the rock, and he landed on my legs and wrapped all up. He was a big snake, wrapped all up in my base, probably 3.5, 4 foot. It was one of the bigger, like maybe it wasn't even a cottonmouth. I don't know because usually cottonmouths are stubby and kind of fat, not very long. This snake was every bit of 3.5 foot, but it wrapped all up in my legs as I'm trying to kick him away, and I got one up the cliff real quick and then looked back down. You could see him swimming away down the side. I've never had good luck. My uncle had one as a pet and somehow it got loose in the house, and like my parents wanted me to go spend the night there. I didn't even want to spend the night there. He had like a big ass python that was loose, so my cousin stepped on it and tried to bite him. I'm not a fan. So how the hell do I clean the pine pitch off my rope? Ooh, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. I just avoid it. Um, rigging rings, cambium savers, friction savers, pulleys, all them things are preventive to where you don't have the pine sap afterwards. You may end up with a little bit at the end of the rope where you're tying things off, but if you set things up, and that's why if I do an evergreen or I do a tree that we're going to deal with sap, there's a long, tedious process of meticulously placing things to keep me from getting tons of saps on my ropes. So anchoring and tying in always takes a little longer. The rigging setup always takes way longer. So um, I personally don't know the things that I've heard that you would use to get that off. A lot of times can cause more damage to the rope than it's good. So I'm that one. I'm not big into pines either. I don't do a lot of it. Burns my feet. Damn. Yeah, dude. Anything with feet is miserable. You gotta stand on them things. Yeah, Dan, I don't. I just I can, I can make it work. I don't even know. I mean, I did buy my wife a laptop, a new laptop, not a few years ago. I don't even know where it went. I think my daughter lost it or something. I don't know. But yeah, maybe when the channel hits 10,000, maybe I'll maybe if it's even making $1, then maybe I'll invest or something. But I'm not even gonna say it. Let's just say nothing has gotten any better. YouTube is continuing to ring me out and refuse to pay me a penny, and they don't. I don't know why. I don't know. They're being ridiculous. Yeah, that's not. Okay. Did that link help or post it? Try to post it in one of the videos if you can, or you can post it on this one, but you'll have to do it right after I upload, or after we finish, because then it'll send it to my studio, my app that I have that I'm able to check all you guys' um, messages and comments and stuff and check my analytics. So, like, even if you were to watch a video from 3 years, 4 years ago, and it pops up, you your comment will way at the top. It gives me your comments in the time when you actually left them, as opposed to what order of video that you left them. So, that's no big deal. If you watch something even a long time ago, I'll be able to answer all your questions. But try that if you can, and I'll get to it. What's up, Mike? We should beat the weather, bro. It's gusty weather. Oh, really? Dang. Meatball stroganoff, son of a gun. That sounds good. Damn it, that smells like I need. I smell food just a second ago. Somebody's barbecuing or something. I'm starting to get hungry. So, let me see if there's any more comments. Yeah, there was another. Oh, here. This was a pretty good one, and I think I didn't get to it. I may have answered some of these, but I'm gonna answer them again. Dan Godos left a comment on one of the live feed um, community page things where I was asking you guys to ask me questions that you'd like to know about me, and Dan just wanted to know, how long have I been married, how long have I done tree work, and how did I get into it. And I'm gonna give the shorthand version of all of them. I've been married for 14 or 15 years. Um, Hope my wife can't hear me because I should know exactly, but yeah. My dad was a tree climber, so I tried to do other work, and you come to the realization sometimes that maybe it wasn't what you wanted to do, but it's what you're meant to do. So that's how I got into tree work, and that's why I kind of got into it. So I'm not really good at a lot of things. I feel like I excel in tree work and enjoy the problem solving aspect of it. So, and what was the last one? Um, oh, how long have I done tree work? My entire life. Um, I would say since I was probably easily, I know it was before, but I would say, let's say from like 10 years old on, I've been doing tree work, messing around with trees, dragging brush, and even at that point is when I probably started to climb. And like, it probably wouldn't go over very good. I was very young when I was first climbing trees. My younger brother also, I think when he first started climbing, he was probably like he was climbing as like someone's climber at like 12. crazy. It's like 12, 13 maybe. And I same way. Like 3 years younger. He's 3 years younger, so I was probably 15 when I really got into climbing and stuck with it. So 38 now. Uh, it's a long time. Um, Less than 15, 38, like 23 years. A heavy, heavy 23 years of like climbing. So give or take a month or two or a year. I like a big man. I always was a smaller guy versus a big one. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Ground pounder. It's probably. I, I, I'm sure I've said this on here before. I don't know. I know how I think I would act, but I've seen people that I judged character to be very, very good. Then they blew up, and then it seemed that their character changed. So I don't know. Popularity can be a rough one for some people. Um, I don't care if I probably like if the channel if I had millions of subscribers. I don't think it would change me. I'm still gonna be kind of a loner. I'm gonna you're always gonna see. I'm not gonna have a crew, and I'm gonna try to still do it all by myself, and that's just that's just me. Like doing something, no matter what it is, and trying to be good at it. Just think that I just what I like doing. I don't know. I probably sound weird. Gojo. Huh. Yeah, John may have something there. Check that out. Definitely check that out. And invest in, you know, a friction saver, man. Um, they don't cost very much. You can make your own. So, I mean, and if you made them, like, you can always, like, leave it on the end of your rope, one small ring, and then, like, run a shackle for the other one so it's midline attachable. There's so many variations that you can use. So, definitely make yourself one or get one. It'll help you a lot. Did a monster silver maple today and used your trick with putting a and put the house drop on. Looks great, yeah. Hey, no problem. No problem. Okay, so I think spell check messed your stuff up, but did you put a notch and use it like that? Works really good. Yeah, and just remember that a lot of times when you're doing that, you can be dealing with sap inside the tree and moisture, and some of them lines can be, if they have any bare spots on them, you really need to make sure that they don't. It would almost probably be beneficial to have some sort of a cloth or rubber something, like a, some sort of a blanket to put over the spot that you're going to put in the notch in case that would ground it and keep the moisture from the tree, especially if it's green at the time and the saps are up. But that's awesome that it worked for you and you were able to use it and it saved you some time. I dig it. Been mowing at the glass pan all weekend. Mowing's always fun. That's awesome, Clint. That's right, Billy. Find something you love doing and try to make it profitable and get to experience what it's like to never truly feel like you're working. So I think that's cool. I really do. Oh, I had another one. I had one more silly. Like, I don't know if maybe this feller just thinks that I'm just bumping my gums for the fun of it. But I'll tell you why I think he has a different opinion. Um, Moto Mix, don't buy that video I put out. Um, Clearscape Garden Service left a comment and he says, "We use it every day, never skipped a beat, no smell, no mixing, no brainer." Well, if you're a lawn guy, I think we're talking about two different kind of machines. Um, if it's weed eaters, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I think maybe that's where our difference in opinions going to vary a little bit. I feel like a chainsaw combustion system is so much different. I know from experience. I've experienced this before. I used this stuff and I had it shut down saws many years ago when I worked for a company. They bought it, or actually, I think I bought it for my own saws, and it like it'll run, but it's not like they'll die on you nonstop. They're a pain in the ass to get started. It does not fire. The combustion's not right in there. So it's not. I don't agree with it. I think it does take a period of time before you're gonna see any repercussions from it with some of the machines that you use it in. But my chainsaws was it was very quick to show me that it didn't work, and none of my saws started. This may change and may be different seasonally. You know, summer may be a little different than winter if it works harder on it when it's cold. I don't know. Um, but I'm telling you, Clearscape Garden Service, Garden Service. Um, this stuff is no good. This stuff is no good. There's videos littering YouTube talking about how bad this stuff is. It will. I guarantee you, as God is my witness, there has been so many small engine guys that have made good chunks of money because people are bringing their saws in. They say don't run. Something wrong with my saw. Don't run no more. And he dumps the moto mix out. He cleans your spark plug. He puts some real gas in it. It fires up. You say, I'm good. He fixed my saw. He charges you an arm and a leg. Tells you he did a bunch of stuff. Mess with the diagram. He did this. He did. Then you take it home. You go put your moto mix back into it, which should be the best thing that you could put in your chainsaw because it's made for that chainsaw by that company. That's not right. I think maybe using a couple drops in a tank, maybe that's okay. But yeah, I can only imagine how many people have had these issues where they've spent a lot of money taking their saws to be repaired and taken to places, and there's really nothing that they're doing. I've inspected the spark plugs, brand new plug, use that stuff. The spark plugs is not it's not doing its job. It's not working correct, and that's probably because the mixture of the petroleum, whatever you're using, whatever they make that from, I don't really know. It's just junk in my opinion. So right on. Hey Turbo, we're on the same page. I got you. I got you. I I get so aggravated with spell check, and it's like usually on something where it's a live feed or you comment on Instagram and you say something and it like changes it to something that makes the whole sentence make something different, and it's like, oh no, this person now thinks I'm a freak. Yeah, I hate spell checks. So. Next for the day today. Right on. Have to drop spar tomorrow and cut all the big wood. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. That's always fun. Um, but guys, I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna do more lives. I'm kind of checking my analytics, and like very, 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 very little of our viewership and like watch time is coming from lives, which tells me I have plenty of open space to do a lot more of them, and I won't really affect the regular stuff. Um, I want to start. I just want to do a couple lives each week, so I will give you guys a heads up. I will keep you guys posted. I will always try to do it multiple hours in advance with a heads up and preset the live feeds because I know for some people YouTube won't send you the notifications sometimes. So just periodically kind of check your stuff, especially towards the evening time like this is usually when I'm going to do it. Um, if it's around 5 o'clock, maybe peek onto YouTube and see if old Steelborn has set up a live feed. And I usually try to do it about this 6:15 time. Um, but I have some stuff I needed to do now, so I mean I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do a really long live feed with you guys, but and we didn't really discuss the tree too much, but um, very 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 gnarly. Bracing a spar that you're gonna rig off of is a very good technique to use. Sometimes can really save the day. And I don't know if you heard it in the video, but when I said if I wouldn't have braced that, it would have broke. I could feel it at my feet. So if you haven't watched it, maybe go check it out, guys. Thanks for you like the lives, Turbo. Well, I'll keep doing them, man. I'll do whatever you guys want. There to get everybody. Yeah, yeah, man. I definitely need something to eat. Oh man, you get some turkey subs. Come to your house and eat. Hey, I know all you guys. Everyone that's here right now is like true blues, like legit true blues. It amazes me how consistent you guys are to sing everything. So, um, if you get time and you're watching the videos and you don't mind hitting the thumb button, maybe we can make YouTube stop doinking me around. Maybe that's what they want. I don't know. You keep making videos how you want. 100%, Billy. That's how I look at it. I feel like you guys are just brothers. So, um, and I found out like it's only like 1.6 or like 3.7% of the viewership's from females anyway, but 87% of my viewership is from non-subscribers. So if those people would just hit the stupid button, everything would be fine. So just hit the stupid button, or not. I don't care. I don't. I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, and a long time ago, you could have bought these shirts. I don't know if you can see that. Oh yeah. But yeah, they're not. Maybe one day we do shirts again, and we do it with a company that can't just run off with my money. See you guys.